His Twitter feed is a must. It is delightful, and it's funny. It's hilarious on occasion. It is a little bit of heartbreaking because it's about life. And the E60 piece on this guy was just dynamite, and I'm pleased and happy to be able to call him a friend. He is Rex Chapman here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Rex?
Hey, buddy. How you doing? Hanging in there?
We are. How about you? Everyone you know happy, healthy, safe? Can you?
Yeah, I mean, few people knocked up, beaten up with this stuff that I do know of, and fortunately, so far they're doing okay, but scary, really scary.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Did you ever think you'd become like a social media star, Rex, that people look to for a moment of sanity? Did you ever think you'd have that in you?
Absolutely not. I said it the other day. I'm not naturally just a happy-go-lucky guy. I'm faking my way through a lot of this, and these are scary times, man. So no, I absolutely didn't think I could have any or should have any kind of influence on anyone.
But you do. I mean, how do you choose what you post?
Probably just being a Twitter addict, sitting there scrolling the timeline, coming across things that I find, and reach out to somebody, see if they'll, mind if I tweet it, see if I can find a video of that, or, and I've got some pretty good friends out there now, a couple, one in the Netherlands, another in London, that we just kind of like the same stuff, and they'll send me videos, and I'll retweet some of their videos. So it's all really, I think it is what social media is supposed to be about, instead of all the snarky nonsense. But I'm that guy too. I can get that way, and so I guess it's just better to be positive right now.
I know, exactly, and it's what people are looking for. It did all start with the old blocker charge. What was the first blocker charge you posted, Rex? Which one was that?
I really think, I know I came on with you. Well, first, I came on with you, Rich, a few years ago before all of this. You were one of the first people that had me on right after I'd gotten in trouble. I probably wasn't out of rehab even a year. And I came over to your studio there in, Culver City?
Yep, out there we're in El Segundo in California. And Culver City's in NFL Network. Yep,
Yeah, and so, all of this stuff, you guys, people have been great to me, and it's all been, a huge part of me trying to rebound from, 15, 16 years of addiction. So
well, no, are you kidding me? I mean, come on now. Rex Chapman here on the Rich Eisen Show. We've had Ryan Leaf on here, Rex, and he's been very, very open about his battles and what it means. What would you tell people who are listening right now? Certainly, there's a lot of alone people right now. That's one of the more hard things about this virus is how it's creating more and more loneliness for the right reasons. We are all loving one another by choosing to stay away from one another right now. At least that's one way to look at it. Yeah. What would you say to people like that, Rex?
Well, I really, and I'm glad you brought this up, because I was just, I swim normally, and you can't swim, you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything. Pools are closed, so I'm just struggling with my own personal, mental health right now, like everyone else is. This is a load. And I was walking today, and I started thinking about, being all those years, all those days on opioids and pills. And the hardest thing once you're coming out of that is when something goes bad in your life. A lot of people that have these problems have legal problems, they have family problems, work problems. And so once you've kind of gotten clean, dealing with the adversity without reaching into your pocket for pills is one of the hardest things you'll do. So just imagine right now, everyone at home, lonely. And the other thing about pills, they're silent. They don't smell. They don't smell like weed. They don't smell like alcohol. You can sort of blend in until your life just falls apart. So I would tell people at home right now, tread very carefully with all opioids. Don't take anything. As much as we have over the years, don't take anything unless it's not prescribed for you. don't do that. Kids at home, you see these pill bottles in the cabinets, don't do it. I'm just telling you, I wasn't a party guy. I wasn't a drinker, a smoker, none of that. Everybody will tell you that, all of my teammates. And to be 1 year out of the NBA after never being in trouble my entire life, being in rehab, and from forevermore being, labeled a drug addict, it's not something that I had planned on. And it can happen to you, whether you go out and seek that sort of behavior, wanting to have fun and partying, or whether you got hurt and, somebody puts you on painkillers. It doesn't matter how you get there. You then got to get out of it, and that's all the same.
Rex Chapman here on the Rich Eisen Show. And again, I guess the combination of loneliness, boredom, not knowing how long this may last is
also depression, Rich.
Right.
Mental health, plays a big role in all of it, because we all process stuff very differently, and we're all wired very differently. I mean, this is a challenge for all of us, whether it's mental health, drug and alcohol. This is a challenging time because, we know, we all have family members, and we know people who are getting through the day, how they're getting through it, however that is right now. And it's just a scary time. You got to lean on one another as much as we can without being around one another.
That's what I was going to ask, is what counsel would you give? Is there a number? Is there a place to reach out? Did you, what did you do? What would you have done, I guess, is what I'm saying here.
I think if you're struggling, if you're ever struggling with drugs or alcohol, you've got to find somebody, because here's the thing: you're usually the last one to acknowledge it. Your friends and everybody, they kind of know already, or they probably do know, and you've alienated them. So you start isolating, and because the people that know you realize your behavior is different, so you isolate, and then you've kind of alienated those relationships. You go to places and do things that make you feel good. The first thing you have to do is you've got to go talk to someone you trust, someone you love, that isn't going to beat you up about coming to them, that they're going to understand and try to help you. Because it's really hard, and it's really hard admitting, that you have an issue. I tried to quit on my own. I always say I quit every day. I just could not start back up again the same day.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a monster, man.
Rex Chapman here on the Rich Eisen Show. And again, you are such a force of positivity, Rex. It really is amazing. And I'm seriously, I see.
It really sounds funny to hear you say that, because when my friends hear people say that, they all start laughing.
But it's true. It's so true. And I also see just the wide range of people who are retweeting you from all different walks of life. Like who's the one that you saw retweet you? I know you do give a lot of the emojis of flexing the muscles and saying hey, but who's the one who's retweeted you that you're like, oh my God, that's something else?
Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mark Hamill,
yes.
Imam of Peace,
yes.
Just all Ben Stiller, Chris Pratt, Soledad O'Brien,
That's
a
right.
lot of the media people, and then people from celebrities and famous people, entertainers, politicians that I don't really know at all from other countries. That have kind of, they're all kind of people that like to look at the same stuff and need some positivity and laughs here and there. So that part of it is really cool to me, because I know there's so many members of the media, in every big market, little market, that follow this silly account, that, it picks up a lot of traction, and that way you can spread a lot of good stuff to so many people, because those people all have pretty big accounts as well.
Right. And then, so what's the one that you're happy about the most? I mean, walk me through some of the ones that you liked.
Oh, well, the one I told my friends and son the other day, last week, out of nowhere, I looked, I said I had a new follower, and I looked, saw who it was, and told my friends, all right, it's over. I can leave now. It's all done. Tommy Chong. I'm followed by Tommy Chong now.
We
take that.
Hey man, we had him in studio a few months ago, and it was just.
How was it?
Oh my God!
How was it?
Is he 80, Chris? Isn't he 80 now or something like that?
Yeah, he's up there. Hold on.
And it was amazing.
I mean, yeah, just unbelievable. I
81.
It's fantastic. Tommy Chong.
Tommy Chong. So you could direct message Tommy Chong now if you wanted to, right?
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't, but I could, I guess.
Well, you could start. I'll say it. You could start like a bong or blunt, right? Instead of block and charge.
There's
you could do that.
All kinds of ways to go with this.
Vapor.
Vapor dab.
That's it. You could do it so all separate. You could do.
I mean, I hear.
Yes,
I don't
yeah,
know
of course. No, look, we understand.
Yeah.
Me too. Secondhand information. Secondhand information. You know, and again, it's funny. You know, your love for dogs too has been amazing. I just love all those videos about dogs and you know, dogs, bro. What dogs do you have? Do you have a couple or one, two, or you know?
Yeah, I have a German Shepherd. I've had German Shepherd. I just had one that I gave to a friend of mine, one of my favorite dogs ever, Ace, but I had to get rid of him when I went to rehab. And Ace ended up being one of the greatest dogs for my friend and his family there in LA, and they just had a baby, and then Ace had to be put down about 2 weeks ago.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Tough, man. Tough for them, tough for us. But I've got a German Shepherd named Deuce, after Ace, of course.
Very good.
And and he's terrific. He's all kinds of weird. Not the smartest German Shepherd I've ever had, but I sure do love him.
It's funny. It's funny, Chris. Our dogs, Dylan and Halo, our rescue Goldens and White Golden.
Oh.
Susie took a video of them like doing a tug of war or something. She took a video and she texts me. She says, "Send it to Rex for his feed."
Yeah,
so
isn't that great?
we're submitting.
I get a lot of these now.
We submit videos.
Yeah.
You know.
I know it's the best thing ever. And like you gave me one the other day that you couldn't necessarily put out, and it was great, right?
Well,
it was great. It was this guy. It was the guy singing the song about staying home. Stay the F at home. I think.
Yes. The guy who looked like Letterman, it showed up on my feed. I sent it to you, and I'm like, I don't think I can post this one. This thing's directly up your alley. It was.
Yeah, so credit Rich Eisen. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Great.
Fantastic. That's great. All right, before I let you go, our question of the day, because we're just having some fun in the sports world to go down a little bit of a diversion wormhole, is, Apple has created or is trying to create a way for you to claw back a text that you didn't mean to send somebody, to kind of hit unsend. We're like, what would you want to, if your one sports moment, whether it's from your professional career or your rooting career or whatever, when you're growing up, what?
I thought you were taking a shot at me for a second with Apple.
No.
I had to.
My bad.
Go on, buddy.
I'm glad that you can laugh at that.
What?
Fantastic.
Wow.
No.
I was like, where is this going?
I didn't think of that either.
No, it's the technology we're talking about. Technology. The sports.
All right, if I could draw back what?
What sports moment would you want to draw back of your career? Hit unsend on and erase.
Okay.
Yes, a sports moment.
A sports moment. Okay. Oh man, I really don't know. I can remember being just one of the first times I've ever been embarrassed on a basketball court. I was a senior in high school playing a big game against our arch rival at home, and I pulled the old Eric Bledsoe. Referee handed me the ball, and I dribbled the ball inbounds all the way to half court before anybody really realized. The fans were going crazy. The referees finally realized. And I just lost it, but was mortified. Yeah, so that's it, I guess.
My guess would have been Leitner, beating Kentucky.
Oh, you talking about
any moment.
I thought that I was a part of it.
There's one, and then what would be the any moment, I guess?
Oh, well, yeah, of course. Leitner. That was after I was in school, but that was just soul crushing. Yeah, yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's probably it.
Right.
Yeah, and for so many people around here.
You'd hit unsend on behalf of millions of people from your area.
Yeah. Right.
You're too much. That is so funny. You are so damn funny, man. Hey, Rex, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing.
Okay, buddy.
Keep doing what you're doing. My wife and I will keep sending. We'll keep sending you dog videos, hoping that we crack your lineup. You know, I know you're very tough. You're very discerning.
Yeah. Her shot selection is great. I don't tweet too much. I'm a volume tweeter, just like I was shooter.
Right, and we're showing. I love it, and we're showing right now for the next 2 weeks 100% of the profits of blocker charge T-shirts. Tell us what this is all about.
Yeah, it's going to a COVID relief fund that I set up with. Partnered with my opioid foundation, Rex Chapman Foundation, and we partnered with Bluegrass Community Foundation here in Kentucky. And actually, in the last 2 or 3 days, we've given out about $25,000, $5,000 to God's Pantry here in Kentucky, $10,000 to Harrison County Hospital. It's first COVID patient there 2 weeks ago. I'm drawing a blank on a couple other donations, and then we're also, as the week unfolds, we're going to be giving out more across the country to places that hot spots that I've kind of crossed paths with over the years, Miami, Charlotte, Phoenix, LA, and then of course New York and Seattle. So we're going to try to hit as many places as we can, and if you keep donating, we'll keep doling it out.
KYforKY.com, correct? That's where you can get it? KentuckyForKentucky.com.
That's it.
Very good. And then get those blocker charge T-shirts going. I'll go online later on. We'll get a whole bunch for my family. We love it. We love you, Rex.
You let me know what you need, buddy.
Hey, my kids. I showed my kids that video yesterday of you of the truck on the ice. They freaked out, and then they freaked out.
Wasn't that great?
Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
Great.
I know. That was.
I know.
I don't want to give much away. I want people to go to your Twitter feed to see it if they haven't already seen it. And then, of course, if you do look at the video that I put on Rex's radar screen of that guy telling everybody about social distancing in only his very special manner.
Piano.
Yeah, earmuffs. Earmuffs.
From Rich Eisen. Earmuffs.
Take care of yourself,
right.
Rex. You're the man.
See you, buddy.
You got
Talk
it. At Rex Chapman.